Hello everyone, this is Reza from RADACAD. Today I'm going to talk about quick measures in Power BI. What is an easy way to write measures when you don't know DAX? You have no idea about DAX, but you want to create measures. How to do that? Let's check it out. I have written previously a blog post about how to write DAX when you don't know it, how to use quick measures in Power BI to calculate year-to-date, year-over-year calculation when you don't know how to write the DAX calculation or the beginner way of using it. Still, I get those questions in my posts in social media, so here is a video about showing you how to do that. I have a sample Power BI model here with sales table and some dimensions, customer, date, product. If you want to download this dataset, the AdventureWorks dataset, use my blog article link down below this video. And I'm going to create a sample visualization for this. So let's say I have a table with order date of the transactions. And I'm going to also add the sales amount. Now, I have previously created a video explaining how to achieve year to date by writing the calculation. In this one, however, I'm going to show you, let's make it bigger. I'm going to show you how to do the same thing, but without writing the calculation. Let's say you want to create year to date on this, which means for every given date, it will give you sales from the first of the year to that day. And you want to do that without knowing DAX. In DAX, in Power BI, we have something called quick measures, which is a quick way of creating measures. In the calculation section, you see that new quick measure. Also, whenever you right click on a table, you see a new quick measure in there as well. So it doesn't matter which one you choose. When you select new quick measure, there's a section that you can choose the calculation you want. And there are lots of useful calculations. This list of calculations is always getting updated. Because most of these calculations have the same template. So the way that it works is that you choose the calculation. Let's say, for example, I choose year to date. And it asks for the parameters. Then it put that in that DAX expression. So for a year-to-date calculation, one of the parameters that it asks is that what is the value I want to calculate in a year-to-date. When you click on this exclamation mark, it will show you that the value that we want to show in a year-to-date scenario. Let's say I want to show the sales amount, right? So I'll drag and drop sales amount over here. It automatically comes up with the sum of sales amount. If I want to change it, I can click on this little arrow key and change it to something else. I'm fine with sum, so I'll leave it there. And then it also needs a date field. When I hover on it, it says the date field that this works, which is usually the date field that is in my visualization. So I'll bring order date, same date field that I have used in the visualization, in here, right? So from me, from my point of view, I'm not actually writing anything. I'm just dragging and dropping these values into this calculation. Order date as the date, base value, sum of sales amount. When I click on OK, then the magic happens and it will write the calculation for me. Here is the calculation. As you can see, sales amount YTD. If is filtered, error, otherwise give me the total year to date. So even if I don't know what DAX is, this will write that expression for me. And I can now just use it simply. Let's say YTD. I can bring it over here and it shows me the calculation and it works perfectly fine for every given day. This is the sales amount of all days before that to that specific day, right? So simply using this method, we managed to create a year-to-date calculation. Let me show you another example. I'll create a copy of this page. Now in this one, I'm just focusing on the year, right? And I remove the sales year to date. Let's say I want to show a running total. Running total would not restart at every year. It would also increment all different years. So same story, I can create a new quick measure. This time I choose running total. It asks for the base value again. I can put sales amount. And the field, because I'm doing running total by the year, so let's do that by the year of order date. And that's it. So order year, order date year, and sum of the sales amount. And I'm using the default date table, as you can see in this example. If you want to learn more about the custom date table, you can read my blog post link, which is also down below as well. So I click on OK. That creates the year to date. That's create the running total again with its own calculation, which I don't really need to know if I'm just using the output. And I can drag and drop it here, and here is the result. As you can see, this is accumulating across all the years, and this is the running total. It shows me through all of these years how the calculation works. You can use this method for doing many other calculations, like let's say I create another copy of this page. However, in this one, I bring education from customer, right? So let's say I have education from the customer table. I have the sales amount, and I want to see 3-4 first customers under that education category. I want to see their names, like in a comma separated value. I want to see their names in a concatenated list. That is also a calculation. The way that I can do that is, again, new quick measure. One of these items is concatenated list of values. I can select that. It just asks me what is the field. Let's say, for example, I want customer full name, so full name of the customer. That comes over here. Now you can choose how many of these values you want to be truncated. Let's say how many of these values you want to show, and after that truncation happen. If it is 3, then it will show the first 3 names, then comma, then 3 dots. That's saying that it is like continuing. You can change that, but I'll keep it as 3. I click OK. Now I'll bring that over here. You see the expression here, which is a little bit longer than the other expressions. As you see, the reason that we call it quick measure is that it's really easy. You don't really need to know what's happening here. Now I can easily bring this in my table, and here it is. So it is showing the first 3 customers in each category, and then comma, etc. Right? So all of these is possible just with simply clicking on new quick measure. There are lots of useful calculation here. I highly recommend you go and check these calculations. If you want a calculation which you cannot find here, there is something called quick measure gallery in Power BI. When you search it in Google, you'll find it. I'll also put the link down below in the description in my blog article. There's a link for that. So there's a quick measure gallery, and you can go there, and there are even more quick measure templates over there. Usually this quick measure section of Power BI get updated by the gallery over there. I always recommend, if you want to use more advanced versions of calculation, go and learn DAX. But if you want just a simple calculation and you don't know DAX, you don't have time to go and check it out, this is an easy way to get it working. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe in RADACAD YouTube channel. We have weekly videos of Power BI and AI. Thank you.